WrestleMania is only a couple of days away, and boy oh boy are we in for some excellent and entertaining matches on the WrestleMania 40 card. It will be the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and there are so many story implications. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But what's going on, guys? It is Ketch back with another video on the channel. If you are new to this channel, hello, welcome, how you doing? Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you never miss another upload, and turn on those post notifications so you know exactly what time I upload. And let's get straight into these predictions. So for these predictions, I will be currently doing them as they appear on both night 1 and night 2. So first cab off the rank is the Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley up against the man Becky Lynch, and these two have had an interesting build to their match at WrestleMania 40. The story has been a bit iffy. They haven't really done a lot of face-to-face stuff, but on the last go-ahead Raw before WrestleMania 40, they were throwing fists at each other, so much so that Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, could not keep them apart. But Mummy has been the dominant champion over Raw for the past year. She actually won it at last year's WrestleMania, so this will be her full cycle, full year of being a champion. And if she defeats Becky Lynch, she'll go into a second year as champion. Now, as a prediction, I think Mummy Rhea Ripley will retain the Women's World Championship. I don't really think there is too much conjecture around that. I think Becky's got a good chance, but I think Rhea will retain and set up another dominant year as champ. Next up, it's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus the plucky underdog in Sami Zayn. And to be perfectly honest, I thought Chad Gable would have got Sami Zayn's spot here in this match, but Gable has been relegated to sort of second player, sort of coaching Sami Zayn to try and beat Gunther, because Gunther has been on a near indestructible streak. He has been a dominant champ over 650 days as Intercontinental Champion. He broke the Honky Tonk Man's record earlier in the year, well actually it was late last year I should say, and he's been a dominant champion on the Raw brand ever since he was transferred over there from SmackDown in I think 2022 from memory. And to be perfectly honest, I see this going the same way as all of Gunther's matches have gone. Stellar performances from both involved, but Gunther will retain and continue his record run, because there's a lot of international shows coming up and they probably will want to have Gunther as IC title and then probably drop it at around SummerSlam. But yes, Gunther will win here at WrestleMania and retain. Next up, it is the Judgment Day defending the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions against the Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Now, the key thing to note here is that this match is a ladder match, but it will continue until both sets of titles have been retrieved. Now, I think they're going to do something a little bit funny with R-Truth claiming the Raw Tag Team Championships at some point during the match and completely forgetting the SmackDown titles are there too. He'll be so excited that him and Miz will win that belt. And I think A-Town Down Under, Theory and Waller will probably take the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, finally splitting those two belts after they've been together for best part of a year and a half, since probably the Usos won them in 2022. They've been unified, so it'll be finally a godsend for these titles to be split, and rightly so. But yes, I think the Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth and A-Town Down Under, Theory and Waller will walk out victorious. Next, it's the brother fight, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, and this feud has been sort of a sub-feud of the Bloodline feud over the last sort of year, and it sort of started when Jey Uso quit the Bloodline and when he went about his way doing things by himself, and Jimmy sort of in his own right, whilst as an individual, really helped himself in the Bloodline to see sort of the comedic act around some more serious acts of Sikoa, Reigns and Paul Heyman. But I think this match has been coming because Jimmy has been constantly costing Jey opportunities to sort of become individual champion. He cost him for the World Heavyweight title, he cost him for the Intercontinental Championship, and he also cost him in the Undisputed Tag title match against the Judgment Day. So I think, you know, this will be a fantastic match. Brother versus brother has only been done twice before. Owen versus Brett and Matt versus Jeff were the previous two instances of brother versus brother being done at WrestleMania, and I think this match will be an an absolute stomper. They'll tear the house down, and it'll be really cool to see two brothers go head to head. It's almost like, you know, brothers, you know, in your own life sort of wanting to go head to head, see how you come out against your brother in a fight. But it's really cool. I think Jey Uso will win this match to sort of cement his status as main event Jey Uso, and they'll definitely go their separate ways after WrestleMania 40. Next up, it is the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai of Damage Control up against Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi in a 6-woman tag match. And to be perfectly honest, I see Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi absolutely dominating this win. I think Jade Cargill will probably destroy the 3 members of Damage Control, and as such, because they've built her up in that way. I still think Bianca Belair and Naomi will get some offense in, but I think Jade Cargill will do most of the destructive work, really showcasing her abilities on a main event level status like WrestleMania, and really becoming the next big thing in the women's division. And so I think Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi will be winning this match quite comfortably. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee of the Latino World Order going up against Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio's own son, Dirty Dominic Mysterio of the Judgment Day, in a tag team match. And this has somewhat similar implications from last year. You'll remember Rey Mysterio versed his son Dominic in that fantastically good no DQ match at WrestleMania 39, which Rey ended up winning. But this one has probably different consequences because there's more people involved. And I think given what we saw on SmackDown, I think Dirty Dom and Santos will win this to really establish their heel personas. I mean, Dom's already a really good heel, but I think Santos needs this win on a big stage to really give him that edge in the war against the Latino World Order. And I think the fact that Mysterio chose Dragon Lee as member for this match in the LWO instead of Carlito might mean that Carlito turns heel, like a real turn on the Latino World Order. And that'd be cool to see a heel Carlito, something like an old edgy Razor Ramon from back in the day is what I'm thinking. So I think Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio would be winning this one. Finally, on night 1, we have the big main event between Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes up against Roman Reigns and The Rock, the big tag team match, which will essentially set the stipulation for Cody and Roman Reigns' night 2 title decider. So the stipulation is if Rhodes and Rollins win this match, then Rhodes' championship match will be free from the bloodline. However, if Rock and Reigns beat the two of them, it'll be Bloodline Rules, and we saw that on Monday Night Raw, that a Bloodline Rules match, it means anything goes, so any members of the Bloodline will be getting involved in this. To be perfectly honest, I think I would like to see Bloodline Rules just because there's more unpredictability regarding it, and the way they're going, I think they're going to get as many people interfered in that championship match. So I think in this regard, I think The Rock and Roman Reigns will win the main event on night 1. Moving over to night 2, and the first match is Seth freaking Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. Now, McIntyre has been on this excellent heel run where he's been costing Rollins, he's been threatening Punk, and he's been just annoying Rollins and Rhodes in their bloodline feud. And McIntyre initially didn't have this spot. This was probably going to be CM Punk's spot, but Punk got injured at the Royal Rumble, so they had to change plans, WWE, and McIntyre got in this spot. And to be fair, he has deserved it. His work over the last 6 months since he turned heel really has been stellar, and the fact that CM Punk has returned since as well adds another dimension. He'll be on commentary for this match, so whether he gets involved, we're not really sure. But I think based off the fact that Rollins is involved with a bloodline feud, there'll be some bloodline interference, and Drew McIntyre will probably end up winning this match. There has been some rumors suggesting that Damian Priest might cash in his Money in the Bank contract, but I don't think that's going to happen in this regard. I think Drew McIntyre will finally have his moment with WWE fans and win the World Heavyweight title. Next up is the championship match for the WWE Women's Championship between Io Sky and the former leader of Damage Control, Bayley. Bayley, who won the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble from number 3, has been the leader of Damage Control, as I mentioned, with Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka, and she was kicked out by them a couple of months ago after she won the Rumble, and their story has been pretty good. It's a story of, finally Bayley getting her just rewards. She's never had a singles match at WrestleMania, and I think her against Io Sky, I think she'll finally get her moment and win the Women's Championship, and she bloody deserves it. She's been giving it her all. She carried the WWE through the pandemic era as well with no fans, and yeah, I think it would just be awesome for Bayley to finally get that win on a massive stage like WrestleMania 40. Next up, we have LA Knight, versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, in a match that has been brewing for some time since AJ Styles returned from injury. He was written off in a bloodline attack about 6 months ago, and from that point forward, LA Knight took his spot and became the megastar, as we all know. I mean, the crowd support was nuts for him. He got that push, and he main evented Crown Jewel against Roman Reigns. He was in the 4-way Royal Rumble match for the title against Reigns, Orton, and Styles as well. And AJ Styles has effectively started this feud by attacking LA Knight at the Elimination Chamber in Australia around a couple months ago now. And LA Knight was not happy with that. LA Knight has now challenged AJ Styles, and I think, to be perfectly honest, LA Knight wasn't even on the card last year for WrestleMania, even though he probably should have been. But this year he is, and I think he gets his win over AJ Styles, and AJ Styles really doesn't need the win. He's done so much over a long and distinguished career. I think it's alright, he can take an L here, and LA Knight will be winning this one. Yeah. Next up is the US title decider between Logan Paul, the current United States champion, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Now, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton have had their own separate issues with Logan Paul, and the fact that Logan Paul didn't want to face either of them at WrestleMania 40, SmackDown GM Nick Aldis made it a triple threat match, much to Logan Paul's disdain. And I think this match will probably be a pretty good match. They all are professionals. They're very good at it. I think Logan Paul definitely brings the athleticism to it. He's the youngest of the three. Orton has the experience, and Kevin Owens just probably has the best all-round ability. He's like an all-rounder. And Owens has added some really good WrestleMania resumes over the last couple of years. He main evented against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 38, against the Usos at WrestleMania 39, the main event with Sami Zayn. So, I think it'll definitely be a good match. To be perfectly honest, I think Logan Paul will probably retain here, just because in the run up to SummerSlam, I probably want him to have that and then probably drop it to maybe LA Knight at SummerSlam. And I think Logan Paul will win this one here. Next up, we have the Pride, which is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, up against the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, and the authors of Pain, Akam, and Rizar. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't honestly think this match would make it to the main card, of WrestleMania 40. I thought it would have gone on the pre-show, but there is a stipulation. Because it's in Philadelphia, the home of ECW, the home of Extreme, it is a Philadelphia street fight, which automatically makes this match so much more interesting, in my opinion. It gives the match a different dynamic. You can add weapons, you can add whatever. It'll be great. As of to who will probably win this, I think it'll be the Final Testament. The authors of Pain and Karrion Kross will get this win to really establish their heel credentials and to finally get some real heat to Karrion Kross, because he hasn't been really getting much as of recent. I think Bobby Lashley has enough of his own star power where probably after WrestleMania he probably does his own thing, maybe feuds with whoever the new WWE champion is, whoever that may be, and we'll see where it goes from there. But definitely I think AOP and Karrion Kross will be winning this one. And finally, the big main event on night 2, Cody Rhodes will challenge Roman Reigns, the current WWE Undisputed Universal Champion for the last 1,304 days. And this match was massive. It is huge implications for WWE going out of WrestleMania 40. And I think depending on what happens on the night 1 main event will definitely determine what happens on night 2. I'm hoping it's bloodline rules, which means anything goes. And I think it'll be a lot like Avengers Endgame. There'll be interference from all sides. It'll probably be the most interfered match of all time. I would think most overbooked match. But at the end of the day, I think Cody Rhodes will finally finish his story, dethroning Roman Reigns and giving us a new champion, a new main champion for the first time in almost 4 years. And that'll be awesome. As I said, Cody Rhodes finally finished that damn story. And just to have it with such a great crowd having, fallen short last year. And it'd also be a good testament to sort of get farewell Roman Reigns. I think he is taking time off after this, as well as The Rock, who goes back to filming schedule after this. So I think Cody Rhodes will definitely be walking out as the new WWE champion. But that has been the end of this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. What do you think of my predictions? Would you agree with them? Would there be any changes you would make to them? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you with a new video very, very soon. Have a good one, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.